Chapter 92. Cameron Smith, meet our team's new tactical specialist, Mickey said. Darius Smith. My brother sat on the couch between Mom and Dad, Mom's hand holding his. Darius's dress uniform looked 5 sizes too big on his emaciated body, but he'd bathed and shaved and had a haircut and was starting to look like his old self again. He got up from the couch and we hugged for a long time. Hello, cadet, he said, holding me out at arm's length. Good to see you again. Good to see you too, I told him, which was a major understatement. There was so much I wanted to say to Darius, so much I wanted to talk about, and I could tell he felt the same way. But it wasn't a conversation either of us wanted to have with an audience. Come on, let's go outside, Darius said, nodding toward the backyard. I looked at Mickey Hagan. Go on then, he said. I'll stay here and tell your parents all about our little arrangement. I followed Darius outside. It was almost the beginning of February, but it was still 65 degrees and sunny. Arizona weather. Are you staying for a while? I asked. Here? Darius nodded. Until I move to D.C. to work with Mickey. I'll still be in the Army, just attached to the CIA. Did Mickey sign you up too? Darius asked. Yeah. Good. There were chairs on the patio, but we stood looking out over the small plot of green grass wedged in between brown gravel paths. You remember when we used to play Rostam and Siavash out here? Darius asked. Of course, I said. You do too, or else you wouldn't have been able to give me all those clues. We were quiet again for a while. Baby Darius was remembering all our silly adventures. I was remembering putting a gun to his head. I'm sorry, we both said at the same time. Darius laughed softly, and I smiled despite myself. You first, Darius said. Oh, me first? I said, half kidding. How's that work? Mine's going to take longer, Darius said. I took a deep breath. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. But you did, Darius said. I shook my head. Not all the time. They told me things. Told me you hated the government for the way you were treated after 9/11. That you went to Washington senior year to spy for Al-Qaeda. That you were a Muslim. Darius closed his eyes and sighed. Well, obviously I didn't go to Washington to spy for Al-Qaeda. I went because Sofia Ramirez was going and she was totally hot. I laughed. And of course I don't hate the government, Darius said. I mean, yes, I hated the way people treated me after 9/11. You don't know how it was. You were so young. I think I know a little bit how it was now, I told him. He nodded at that. But what about the prayer beads? I asked. The internet searches. Darius looked off into the distance. I need something more in life, you know? Something spiritual. It's really tough as a soldier. The things you see, the things you do. I needed to find some kind of meaning in everything. And I wanted to reconnect with where Mom came from, who we are. So I started looking into Islam. Other stuff too. Non-religious stuff. But they probably didn't mention my poetry books by Rumi or Hafez. No, they didn't. I couldn't believe it. My brother reading poetry? But why didn't you tell us that you were starting to become more religious? Darius shrugged. I felt like it was something I needed to do on my own. I was doing this for me, not for anybody else. And what was I supposed to say? I was still seeking. I still am. I don't feel like I have all the answers, but I feel like I'm on the right path. Does that make any sense? He kicked a pebble off the porch. Anyway, I'm not going to apologize for being Muslim. And I shouldn't have to just because some terrorists somewhere twist Islam to fit their own awful agenda. I nodded. He was right. It was the same thing I'd told the DHS when they'd asked me about our mom. Now can I say I'm sorry? My brother said, giving me a small smile. I came out here to tell you I'm sorry for dragging you into all of this. I knew it would be hard for you, but I didn't know how hard. The alienation, the TV crews, the DHS taking you away in the night and interrogating you for months. And then you having to go on the run, getting shot at just to save me. If I'd known it was going to hurt you like that, put you in that kind of danger, I would have just let them kill me in Afghanistan. That hit me like a punch to the gut. I remembered how I'd once wished that Darius had died in Afghanistan, just so I could have my old comfy life back again. I felt sick all over again for having ever doubted him. No, I told him. No, I'm just sorry I wasn't strong enough from the start. Are you kidding? Cameron, you risked your life to save me when you didn't have a single good reason to do it. Yes, I did, I told him. You're my brother. Darius clapped my hand and pulled me into a hug. It's you and me against the world, huh? Darius said, and I nodded. How are you doing? He asked, eyeing me seriously. I mean, just with everything. Are you sleeping okay? Nightmares? After what happened in the cave? I looked down. I knew Darius was talking about that horrifying moment when I had shot the terrorist, killed him. It was something I still thought of constantly. Every night before I went to sleep, I saw his face, heard the gunshot, saw the blood. As terrifying as everything else I'd experienced had been, especially those last moments with the bomb and the explosion, the death of that man haunted me the most. I'm not doing great with it, I told my brother truthfully, but I didn't like to talk about it. What about you? I asked my brother. You must be worse off. It's tough, Darius admitted, but I'm seeing a counselor. She specializes in this kind of stuff, and it's really been helping me deal with what happened to me. She's really good. He put a hand on my shoulder. You could talk to her too. My first thought was, no way. I can handle this by myself. But then I remembered what Dane had said about how soldiers didn't like to talk about stuff, didn't get help when they needed it, and how it eventually ate them up inside. As much as I didn't want to talk about what happened with someone else, I promised myself I would, for Dane's sake. Yeah, I said. Okay. The sliding door to the patio opened and Mom leaned out, her hand covering the receiver on the phone. Cameron, I'm sorry to interrupt, she said. It's Adam calling again. Are you home? Behind her, I saw Mickey Hagan give me a questioning look. I glanced at my brother and back at my mother. Yeah, I told her. I am.